Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a different video, and it is going to be for the people who live in the southern Ontario. Specifically, I am in Niagara, so those residents who are maybe thinking about getting the TiVo system that has been newly introduced to Cogeco. And I'm just going to be talking about the different features it has and maybe helping you make your decision. I am really excited about it, and I've been wanting TiVo for a long time, but it hasn't been available to us. So it's finally here, and I'm just going to show you what I have learned so far. Okay, so this is the large box. As you can see, it is basically the size of my DVD player, which that is a standard DVD player. Well, it is an old one, but you know how big they usually are. So this is TiVo T6. When you change the channels, that light shows up, and over here, if you're recording, a yellow or a red circle will show up right there. So there's no actual buttons. Those are buttons. The circles are buttons, but other than that, like, this is just the on and off button. So, and I pressed this button, which is the yellow button, and my remote started singing, so I don't exactly know what that means. But anyways, like I said, the other one is sort of just a transmitter, and basically this one just is, it just holds all the guts. Okay, so this is what the TiVo Mini looks like. It is very small, as you can see in relation to my Xbox. It is something that you can mount behind your TV if your TV is hanging on the wall. Sometimes the installers would suggest that you take the larger box and hide it in a room where nobody can see it, because this box does everything that the other box does, so it doesn't really matter which one is out. And it's always nice to take up less space, especially when you have little ones who can press buttons and stuff. So it's pretty much just like a transmitter. There's no actual buttons on it, just everything's plugged in the back. Okay, so if you get the TiVo with Cogeco, then you're going to have to sign up for wireless. And what wireless is basically you're going to get a wireless box. And if you already have a wireless router, then that's garbage. So as you can see, all the little lights there. This is basically what the TiVo runs off of. They still haven't figured out how we can use our own routers if we wanted to attach our own routers to maybe extend our signal or something like that. So right now we're kind of just stuck with this. But it's still new and they're still working on it, as they said when I called. And yeah. So all the cords and all the phone lines are plugged in the back of that. Sadly, this is like a $3 extra a month charge, though, for this box. But you can't have TiVo without it. And you also have to have 2 TVs in the home to qualify to have TiVo. Otherwise, they won't give it to you. Okay, so this is the TiVo remote that you will receive, in the model that should be across the board from Cogeco is the T6. So here it is. It's a fairly small remote in relation to my hand, which I have small hands. And it takes 2 AA. Okay, so here is the top of the remote, and as you can see, there is a TiVo logo, and that is actually the TiVo Central button. And then there is the TV power, live TV, which if you're in the guide, it will take you straight to back, just basically take you out of everything that you're in. Info, which will show you your info in If you're in the guide and you want to find the info on the show that you're watching, the back button, the select button is your enter button, and then the arrows to navigate through your TiVo Central. Volume and channels, your guide button. There are thumbs up and thumbs down buttons. Record button and mute. Your play, forward, fast forward, and rewind. And then this button down here is actually a slow motion button. So you're going to slow motion forward. And then there's the pause in the middle, and then this button will be the skip forward button, and it'll take you forward 30 seconds. And then this is the skip back button, which takes you back 8 seconds. And then your on demand button, your ABCDs, which are just buttons that TiVo sometimes it makes it do certain things. Your number buttons, clear, enter, and then this is also your last button. So if you're in a channel and you want to go back and forth to, you know, channel 5 to 35 and you want to go back and forth, you can just keep pressing the last button. So you can switch back and forth. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so here's my TV. And I'm not going to put it on any channel because of, you know, copyright or whatever. So this is what a channel looks like if you don't get it. So it says this channel is not authorized. But anyways, so we're going to go into the TiVo guide. So we press the TiVo button, which is at the top of our remote. And I showed you the remote, so you'll know that it looks like a little TiVo symbol. And then this is TiVo Central. So at the top you'll see a bunch of shows, and these are just suggestions based on the shows that you record. You have to have it for a little bit for it to actually suggest things that you might like, but based on those recordings, then it will suggest things that are in the same themes that you possibly would like as well. And as you can tell, that I do have Treehouse and Disney Junior on a lot, so I have a lot of children's shows. But anyways, so we're going to go into my shows, and that is where all my recordings are. So as you can see, all my weird recordings, everyone has their own recordings. These ones just happen to be my interests, which is Dr. Phil. I don't know why I have that. Bubble Guppies, that's awesome. That's for my daughter, but anyways. So as you can see, there's little folders, and the great thing about TiVo is that all your shows are going to be in one folder, because with the last PVR that I had with Cogeco or Bell, they were just a big giant list of all your recordings, you know, in order of date recorded. And so, you know, if you recorded Big Bang Theory, it would be like, you know, Big Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory, South Park, you know what I mean? It would just be like, just a list. So this is really great, because then it shows that I have 6 episodes of Dr. Phil. So I can go into that, and then it actually shows you the names of the shows, which I think is great, because they didn't show you that in the previous PVRs that I have used. So I don't know about you, but I tend to remember shows better if I remember the title. So as you can see, you know, all the names of the shows, and that's really awesome. So we're gonna go back, and we'll go into, you see there how it says Ghost Hunters? There's actually a little circle, a little red circle. That means that one of the shows is actually recording as we speak right now. And the great thing about TiVo is that it can record up to 4 shows at a time. And it has 1 terabit of space, so you can record a lot. So let's say we go down to, let's go back to Dr. Phil. And we go down to play all shows in this group. So you can actually literally put it on a playlist, which we won't do that. So we'll go back to that, and then we'll go down to So the difference between this system and the other systems is that the other ones would have a they called when you would record all the shows, it would be like a series. So record all series. So for the TiVo, they actually call it a season pass. So if it says save as season pass, then you're just basically saying that you want all the new shows that are in the season. So if you go to the season pass, you can literally, you have all these options. If you want to actually record a season pass, then you go down to season pass and other options, and you press the right arrow button, and then it says record this episode. So you can either record the episode, or you can go down get season pass, and then go to your options, and here are your options. So basically there are sometimes one show on many different channels, and if you prefer a show in HD, then you can go to an HD channel for that particular show. Or if you want it all across the board, then you can go to record and then new and repeats, or only the new ones, or everything. So you can just load up on The Simpsons if you want to. And then you can tell them how many. So if you don't want to overload your PVR and you're like, well, I only know that I'm going to watch 5 episodes, then you can put 5. If you want to be 25, then you do 25. If you want to do all of them and just fill it up because you know that The Simpsons would take up all your space, you can do that as well. And then if you have other shows that you want to record and then all of a sudden you are running out of space, you can put keep until space needed. So basically if another show's priority comes up, then that show will automatically delete it. Or you can do until I delete. So that's really awesome. And then if you want the show to start on time, maybe a show sometimes starts a little bit early, or sometimes the show ends a little bit late, then you can just adjust that by 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, half an hour, 1 hour. You get the idea. Anyways, and then you can press the A button, and then that will record all those options. So the awesome thing about this as well is that you can go to explore the show, and it will give you upcoming, when the next ones are going to come out. So it tells you episodes, the cast, you can get to know the people who are in the show, and then there's bonus features, and that will take you to YouTube. And if you like this, it will also give you suggestions. Maybe you like South Park, maybe you like Family Guy. Anyways, so that's that idea. So we're gonna go back to our TV Central, and then this is Watch TV Live, so it's going to take you to watching TV. This is what to watch now, and this is a great place where you can go and you can just see what's the most popular shows playing today. Maybe you can find something you have never watched before. What movies are playing that maybe you get, maybe you don't get. Sports, and then kids shows. This is where you can go to find your actual shows. So you can go into search, and then you can spell a word, an actress, anything that could possibly describe it. So that's great, because even if you don't know what the show's called, you heard about it, someone said, oh, this really awesome show, and you know, Sandra Bullock's in it, or something like that, you can just type in that, and then it'll show you who or where. Like, let's see what happens when we type in Will Ferrell. Now that is a person, and so he was on this episode of Jimmy Fallon, and he has a few shows. This basically shows you everything that Will Ferrell is associated with. So that's pretty cool. See, if you see the little heads there, that would be the people, so you know that that's a person. But if you want to find a show, then you see that there's nothing beside it, so it's clearly a show. Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, all the doctor shows. Okay, so we're going to go back, and then there's manage my recordings. And this is a to-do list, and the to-do list will tell you what is going to be recording. So if you're just, you know, you're going to record something later and you just wanting to make sure that, you know, that recording is going to happen, because sometimes you never know. Then you can come here and it'll show you. I have the evening news at 11 recording at 11 o'clock, so that's great, but I'm probably going to delete that. And then your season pass manager. So this is where you go in, and sometimes I realize that I didn't put it on an HD recording, so I can go to Bubble Guppies. I can go to modify recording options, which is modifying your season pass. And then you can go here, and then I will change it to Treehouse HD. And now it will record in HD. And anything else you want to edit, if you want to edit, you know, if it starts earlier or later, or how many episodes it records. This is cancel your season pass, which I don't want to do, and explore your show. Upcoming, and then conflicts if there's many shows that you're recording at the same time. All the shows that are suggested that will record on their own, that you don't set up, will never conflict with the shows that you already have recorded, because TiVo does record suggestions for you. And you can go into your TiVo Central and go down your files, and right here it'll say TiVo suggestions. So on mine it says that it saved 243 shows without my knowledge. But if I'm bored one day, I can just sit here and flick through there, and I might find something that I want to watch. Which is great, because sometimes, you know, you just want to find a show and you've already watched all your recordings, but you don't feel like dealing with commercials. That's me. So, and you can go to recently deleted, so you can restore them. So that's pretty awesome. And what to watch now. So it's just going to give you a list of all the stuff that you want to watch. Cogeco on demand, I don't have that, so I'm assuming it would work the same way with the old PVR. Netflix, if you have Netflix, then this is your direct route, which is great, because in my case, if you want to Wii, which is stop your children from watching certain channels. Like in my case, I hide adult on demand channels, so that when my children are flicking through the channels, they're not going to see all the dirty names that are associated with those channels. And that stops me from getting questions like, "Mommy, what does this mean?" Purchase controls, if you want to purchase shows, I'm assuming that's what that is. Let's go into settings, and then you can do some settings here, but we're not going to get into this stuff because this is a little bit boring anyways. So let's go, if you press the live TV button on your remote, which is the top next to the TiVo button, this is what you will see. As you can see, the bar, and you can pause your show and play and fast forward, rewind, slow motion. There's a slow motion button. And then there is a skip ahead button, which is takes you 30 seconds ahead. And then there's a back button, which takes you 8 seconds behind. Which is great, because sometimes you just you miss that little bit of the replay, and you just want to flick it back a couple seconds. So if you're in the TiVo, if you're in the guide and you like some certain shows, there is a thumbs up and a thumbs down button, which I showed you. And so if you press the thumbs up button, you can see in the top left hand corner that it will give 3 thumbs up. You can do 1, 2, or 3, and then there's the red button, which is the thumbs down. You can do 3 thumbs down. So if you really want to bug your spouse, you can take all their shows and put thumbs down on everything, and then TiVo won't save those as suggestions for later on and clog up your machine. Like, I went in and I found Dr. Phil had thumbs down. Go figure. So when you're in the guide, the great thing about the guide is that you can go backwards in time, which is great, because how many times have you been like, oh my god, did I miss that show? I don't remember what time it was on. And now, oh, look, there it is. I totally missed it. Oh, it was on at 7:30. That sucks. So, yeah. And then there's the sort button, which if you look on this side over here, you want to watch this show, but you want to find an HD, then it will sort them by name. So then you say, oh, look, there it is, in HD right there. The Fifth Estate. Let's go back to the guide. So I pretty much showed you everything. If you have any other questions about what I've showed you, if I have left something out, please leave a comment below. I just tried to show you the basics. I'm not a TiVo tech, so I don't actually know everything. This is just from experience. I haven't had it very long, but I will probably still be learning in the future. And yeah, thanks for watching this video.